If I could go back to the days of old to hear the words that Jesus said, would I have believed him? I don't know about you, but when it comes to me, there are times I need to be reminded who Jesus proclaimed to be. Because within Christ's identity, I can truly be set free. Like there are days that my heart stray away, and I end up in a herd of hurry, and life's speed leaves sight in a slight blurry, or I'm grazing all alone in worry. Remind me that Jesus is the good shepherd. With staff and rod protection, when things aren't always looking up, he's willing to lay his life down, guiding me in the right direction. And our bodies are like tents, homes for our souls, and our bones are the poles. And while we weather life's storms, it's Christ's grace that patches up every hole as we camp on this beautiful planet. We know too well of a darkness that blankets hope black as night. That is why to navigate, we need much more than a flashlight. We need the Son of Man. Remind me that Jesus is the light of the world, and whoever follows him will never walk in darkness, but have the light of life. Those times I get burnt out, stressed, buttering up my image when I think I'm toast. Remind me Christ came not to condemn, but give life in abundance. So when I settle for sin, and his pay is always under the table, so when my life feels crummy, remind me that Jesus is the bread of life. That we don't have to cater to an appetite for sin. Jesus said, I am living water, and whoever comes to him will never go hungry. Whoever believes will never be thirsty. So why won't we eat of his goodness? My goodness. Christ can only be found following the narrow road that few will find. So I can choose to cruise down sin's freeway, yielding to personal preference. Driving in lanes of traffic jammed with misery, only learning eventually be merging with flames. Please remind me that Jesus is the way, the truth, the life, and no one comes to the Father except through him. I think of Lazarus, dead, bound and tied. Jesus wept and cried, but then brought him back to life. And when life seems closed, remind me that Jesus is the door, the gatekeeper. And of course, I'm not a corpse anymore when I walk through the doors of the Lord, because if anyone enters by Jesus, they will be saved. My God is the author of life, and death was put in check by Christ, the King's sacrificial move. So we don't have to be walking dead, zombified, with throats as open graves, tongues twisted in deceit. Christ sits on a seat next to God the Father, but before he ascended, he agonized for us. In the garden, he pleaded, and he loved us so much that even though the wages of our sin is death, he chose to sacrifice self, God's only Son, for our freedom. So the price is right. And let me remind you that Jesus is resurrection and life. It's not a game. And the answer for your eternity doesn't have to be in jeopardy. So as families feud and God chooses to continue spinning this world like a big wheel of misfortune, let me remind you that his favorite vowel is and always will be you. He loved you so much. You were bought with a price. Through his stripes, you are healed. Jesus was sent for you, convicted innocently, ripped and bruised, nails beat, organs bleeding across his flesh, whip sliced, hashtags in his back so you could follow him. Face swapping with our sin, the ugliest snap, capturing Christ's beauty so we can get a glimpse of grace. See, daily he gives us these short clips to show that he's the true vine. So may our roots dig deep into the soil of God's love. If I could go back to the days of old to hear the words that Jesus said, would I have believed him? If he looked inside of my eyes, identified himself as the way, the truth, and the life, would I have believed him? Or would I have been one of the haters, ready to stone him, disown him for claiming to be before Abraham, Isaac, Jacob? Would I believe that Jesus was sent to take up the cross as the great I am? Curious, because I don't know about you. And when it comes to me, there are times in my life when I need to be reminded who he proclaimed to be, because within Christ's identity, That's the only way that I can be set free.